Did you know you can save hundreds on your Disneyland vacation? You won't want to miss today's episode.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
It's a new year and it's time to start planning all those vacations for 2025. And if you're hoping to go to Disneyland, I want to make sure that you get the best prices. So today we are covering ways that you can save hundreds of dollars on your visit to the happiest place on earth. Jessica is taking a much-deserved break today, but I am joined by my friend Kim from Getaway Today. And before we dive in, just a reminder that we partner with Getaway Today to bring you the best travel deals and exclusive Disneyland ticket deals. Kim, before we get into how to save the most, tell us a bit about Getaway Today.
Sure. Yeah, we are a family-owned business. We are a small business. We've always been small but mighty, is what we like to say. We were founded in 1990. Our owners are Chuck and Julie Smith, and they took their young family to Disneyland, and they were like, that was so much fun, but so expensive. And that was in 1990. We're like, oh. But they were like, we can figure out a better way. And so the two of them got to work. They each kind of had their expertise and went around and met with hotels. We were actually Disneyland's very first ticket partner ever, which is pretty cool. And we've just been saving money for families ever since, because we think it's a big deal to be able to go make family memories together. Our team goes to the parks regularly. We're actually headed there next week. We might even be there when this show goes live. I'm not totally sure, but we're big into training, knowing what we're doing, and then really building those relationships with the area partners so that you get that best experience when you go to Disneyland.
Yeah, I can't even remember exactly how long I've been using Getaway Today. I know I've been using you for a long time for tickets, as long as I can remember. But I think even for hotels, it's been around 15 years that I've been using you guys. I love you guys. And that is the reason that we partner with Getaway Today. We have come to know and trust them for our own vacations. And so as we talk about the ways to save money today, don't forget that you get the best deals when you visit getawaytoday.com/castletalk or by calling 855-GETAWAY, which is 855-438-2929. And then just make sure they know that you want the Castle Talk Radio exclusive deals. Kim, we love a good deal. So I want to share with our friends the ways we can save on Disneyland vacations. And right now, as we're recording this, it's the beginning of the year, and there are some current specials that they're amazing. And let's share those with everyone.
Yeah, they're really, really good. But they are for particular audiences. So we will kind of caveat that. The first one that is really the best deal of all is the kids ticket special. And that is for travel January 7th. So it starts next week, next Tuesday, and it continues through March 20th. If you travel with children ages 3 to 9 between now and then, it's $50 a day for the one per day tickets. So you could get a 3-day ticket for $150 for your kid. I'm like, that is 90s pricing. It's incredible. So that's by far the best deal that we have. But then really a close second is the Southern California resident offer. So that one is specific to people who live in Southern California, but I want to say it's around $67 per day, and that's even for the adults. So really good deals for that time period. Spring is a big, big, big time to save. And the SoCal they started to on January 1 and goes through May 15th.
Yes.
So that's a
and they
longer
don't have to be used consecutively either.
Correct. The locals do not have to use them within 3 days. They can kind of play around with that a little bit. So whenever they do, but they still need theme park reservations, and that is important. So anytime you're using any of these specials, theme park reservations are required. And because it's a special ticket offer, they're a different availability bucket. So you want to make those theme park reservations as soon as you can.
Man, I wish we could go back to 90s pricing for everyone. That's what I was thinking when you said they thought it was expensive. Okay, so these deals that we just talked about are specific for early 2025 and spring 2025. And we do usually see a similar deal every spring. It may not be this exact deal, but something like
something
this.
normally comes out. Yes.
Yeah. So what about those that are going after those deals? Like if I want to go for Halloween, what kind of deals might I be able to find on tickets?
So Halloween is a very fun time to go. I would say for Halloween, right? Last year was a little bit weird. We don't know if it's going to happen again. They offered a really great summer ticket offer, but that summer ticket offer went through September 23rd. So we had a lot of people shift their vacations that normally would have gone in October. They're like, oh, we're just going to go in September and see how much we can save. We don't know if anything like that will come this year because the 70th celebration is kicking off May 16th, which we are thrilled about. So I will say if you were planning on a summer trip, so that May 16th through August something, I cannot remember the exact date. It might be the 31st, but the hotels at the Disneyland Resort are up to 35% off for 4-night stays. So really, really good hotel rates there. But if you're thinking for Halloween, our top recommendation is to do our extra day free ticket. And that's you get 5 days for the price of 4. And Halloween at Disneyland is like next level. There's just so much extra attention to detail and theming. And, it's peak travel time, so all of the rides are open. It's just a really good time. So we recommend really spreading it out and having a more relaxing experience instead of trying to cram everything into 2 days because you're going to miss stuff. Also, it's important to remember that during Halloween time, Disney hosts Oogie Boogie Bash on 3 nights a week. So it's almost like every other night. I think it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Does that sound right? Or is it Sundays?
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So, that's a significant part of the week where that park closes at 6 o'clock at night. So because of that, you want to have a park hopper, you want to have that flexibility. And then also having those extra days doesn't make it feel quite as rushed. So that's what I would do if I were
since you also mentioned the park hopper, also when you're doing this, pre-purchase your lightning lanes. If you're going to be using that, you can pre-purchase the multi-pass lightning lane with your tickets at Disneyland, not at World, at Disneyland. And that will get you the lowest price possible because if you wait until you scan into the park, it's dynamic pricing, whereas it's locked in if you pre-purchase.
Right. Right now it's $32 a day if you pre-purchase. We've seen it as high as $36 a day. And my thing is this, I'm always like, oh, I could just buy it for 1 day. But once you're there, it's hard to go back to not having it. We'll just say that.
It is. Okay, so we talked about the best deal if you're going later this year, but I am always one of those people like, oh man, what if a better deal comes out later? Like we've all had that where we buy something at a store on Amazon and then a couple days later it's on Lightning deal and you're like, yeah. So why do people not need to worry about that with Getaway Today?
I'm so glad you brought that up. So with Getaway Today, one of our key differences is that you're never penalized for booking early. So let's say you do book let's say you booked in September and you're like, I'm taking my kids in February. We're going to go for Lunar New Year. It's going to be so much fun. Everything's going to be great. Yeah, great. Oh, and then January comes and, oh, we've got this awesome kids offer. Now what? We could have saved $200 a kid. You just call us and we need to make the adjustment for you. It's so easy. You're never penalized for booking early. It's super easy for us to switch in and out of tickets. Just a reminder that theme park tickets do require reservations. So if you switch your ticket type, you'll just need to change your theme park reservations, but it's really easy. And I should say too, we don't know if this will happen again, but last year it was so wild where Disney Plus subscribers got a crazy good deal on holiday tickets, which they've never done before. It surprised us. And so all of these people were like, Merry Christmas, you just saved $150 per ticket on your tickets that you already had and were planning on going for the holidays. So we love being able to offer our guests that flexibility. And that peace of mind, really, that guarantee that you're getting the best deal on your tickets.
Well, speaking of peace of mind, that brings up my next point is that sometimes, I had a crazy year in 2024 and I had to cancel a lot of trips or move them. And it can change a lot. So what if I need to cancel altogether?
So we do recommend our peace of mind plan. If you're booking tickets, it's really not that big of a deal because you have flexibility. You can reschedule. You can make your theme park reservations. That's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You could switch them to a different ticket type if you're traveling outside of a specific travel deal. If you're booking a package with your hotel, we get that things come up. We have our peace of mind plan. It's just $99, and that offers you ultimate flexibility. You can cancel if you need to cancel. You can reschedule as many times as you need to. whatever you need to do. We just need those 72 hours before check-in so that the hotel doesn't charge you that first night, which I will say, because we have such good relationships with the hotels in Anaheim, we try really hard to not have people be charged that first night if something comes up super last minute. But the hotel does reserve that right because, things happen and they were holding rooms too. I guess it's one of those things. But I would say most of the time, they're able to work with our guests.
Want to mention is that I love that you can buy the tickets now. Like if you buy direct through Disney, you can only buy for as long as the reservations are open.
Right.
But when you buy through Getaway Today, those tickets, if you buy right now, unless they're the special ticket deals, they're good through 2026, correct?
Correct. They are. And what's cool about our tickets is when you purchase your tickets, you're putting in your intended travel date into our website. That is not a theme park reservation. That's not you married to that date by any stretch of the imagination. But what it does do is it tells our system, hey, Becca's planning to go on October 31st. That means the second her theme park reservations are available, we're going to shoot her a quick reminder to, hey, make your theme park reservations for this date. Also, we're going to make sure we send you 60 days before that date. Hey, dining reservations are open today. We're going to send you all of your reminders and just make sure that you are set as best as you possibly can be for your vacation.
Definitely. Okay, so we talked a lot about tickets. I pulled a sample pricing for tickets for 2 adults and 2 kids for 5 days in June, using the Castle Talk radio link, which is where you get the best discounts. And through Disney, it was going to be $1,974. Through Getaway Today, it was $1,836. So that's a savings of $138, which is great.
That's just tickets. That's just tickets.
It's just tickets.
Yeah.
But I tell people at the beginning, they could save hundreds. So while that's over 100, it's not hundreds. So obviously tickets aren't the only savings, like you mentioned. So how else are we going to save money?
Hotels are the big one. So with Getaway Today, like I've said, relationships are a big deal to us. We've worked with so many area partner hotels. We offer extra night free specials. Some of the hotels we have an exclusive breakfast, exclusive free or reduced parking, all sorts of different ways to save. You may not know this too, but maybe you have, because I know you book with us all the time. You even get an email that has like a little link for local area coupons. Like it's just all sorts of fun stuff. We just want to make sure that you save on the complete package. And then we also send you emails and tips of like ways to save once you're actually there. Like, P.S. Did you know you can bring in food? You can bring in drinks. You don't have to, just little things like that.
Yeah, and Jessica and I covered a lot of those things in our hacks to save money at Disneyland. And so definitely check out that episode if you haven't seen it yet. So I love your hotel deals. And, as a partner at Getaway Today, I have been able to tour some of the hotels. Plus, I've stayed at a ton of them myself, as you know. But I bring up the tours for one reason, and that's because when I've gone on these tours, we meet with the hotel management or whoever, and just seeing how much they appreciate you guys and the relationship that you have with these properties makes it so great. And like you said, if a guest books and there's an issue, you call and you talk to the properties, and they know you guys. It's right. And so I have to tell this story. So I used to be one of those people that would use that, name your own price sites or the third-party booking sites that are much larger and owned by big corporations, not family-owned. And one time we booked a suite and we paid extra for it to make sure it's a suite, a very specific room type. And we got to the hotel and they had a standard room. And they said, well, it's not guaranteed because you booked through this site. And I said, well, we paid extra for it. And they said, well, we have that room available, and this is the going rate for that room now, and you'd have to pay that. And then you'd have to try and get the money back from the third-party site for your booking that you did through them. And it took me months to get my money back for the original booking. And the standard room wasn't going to work for the group that we were with. We needed that suite. It was awful. And since then, I've never booked through those sites again. I only use Getaway Today to book.
Oh,
because
that's a hard lesson. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I know if I show up, and there's an issue, I can just call or message you guys and it will get taken care of. So yeah.
Right. And that's when you're staying at the same hotel, but imagine you get to a certain hotel and it's not meeting your expectations. I mean, we work really hard to make sure that our hotels are meeting, a certain level, but we also realize people have different budgets and different travel expectations and are used to different things. So let's say you got to Hotel A and you're like, oh, this isn't quite what I was hoping for. You call Getaway Today, and Getaway Today is like, okay, cool. Let me deal with this with Hotel A. And also I'm going to find you Hotel B. Like, we're going to make sure that we find you a good fit. So it is nice to have be that third party. And I appreciate you calling out that we are a different type of third party. We're not a huge OTA. We have personal relationships with these hotels. So a lot of times, like, you may have seen TikToks or different videos or like tips and tricks, like, oh, don't ever book third party. You're not going to get the best service. With Getaway Today, specifically in Anaheim and Orlando, it's almost the reverse because we have those relationships.
Yes.
Our guests tend to get, I don't want to say that we get like special treatment, but kind of a touch higher, a higher level of service.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And I always love when I go into a hotel and they're like, oh, I see you booked through Getaway Today. So, this or that. And we had these
Breakfast
special rooms
voucher,
for them,
yeah.
or breakfast vouchers or whatever it might be. So I love it.
One thing that's new for 2025 is that we have some hotels that are doing like early check-ins or late checkouts too, exclusively for Getaway Today, which is pretty cool. So you'll start seeing those pop up on getawaytoday.com as well.
Yeah, I love that. And like, you can go to our link, the getawaytoday.com/Castle Talk, and you'll see two things you can click. One's just for tickets and one's for hotel and tickets. And if you do that, as you're searching the hotels, you can look at, if you drop down like the amenities, it will tell you all the things that you get free or reduced or special offers just for Getaway Today guests. And we love that. I'm trying to think, some of the ones, Suncoast, I love the Suncoast. And I believe you get free breakfast vouchers there right now.
Breakfast, which is like a $12-15 per person value. You also have free parking, which is like $35 plus tax per night. And we have a fourth night free. I'm like, why are you not staying at Suncoast? It's such a great deal. And I love that hotel. It's beautiful. You feel like you're on a beach vacation. It's so nice.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a great example.
Suncoast is an amazing one. Yeah. So I know there's others, but that's one that just always comes to mind for me because I love that hotel. So what would you say to people that they're kind of on the fence about booking a Disneyland vacation this year?
This year in general? Oh, I'd say there's so much happening in Disneyland this year. I love Disneyland. You love Disneyland. We're like, it feels like a second home. It's just magical. There's so much to see and do. This year, I think is going to be extra special, specifically with the 70th. But if you're going before the 70th, I love Lunar New Year. California Adventure, that's the only place you can it's the only Disney park that really celebrates it in the States. And it's a really cool festival. Also, the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, I love. And it's the only time you can ride Soarin' over California, which is my favorite. I love that ride so much. It's like, just feels very OG DCA, like really fun, very retro, and just feels special to see that in California. Plus they have all of the food booths set up all over, and it's just a good time. And they have like little performances. There's just always something going on. And like, we're talking about the things that are like new and exciting, but also like your favorite attractions that are always there. And P.S. Tiana's Bayou Adventure just opened, and that's a super fun attraction. Like, there are a lot of good reasons to go to Disneyland. If you are going during the 70th, though, I will say my two favorite shows ever of all time are coming back, and I'm so excited. Wondrous Journeys, like, I just hear the music and I start to cry. It's so good. And then Paint the Night Parade, which we haven't seen since 2018, I think is the last time it was in Disney Park. Like 7 years. Yeah. And it's such a good...
I've been using hashtag bring back Paint the Night for years and years and years.
Yeah. Like since it left. Where is it? I want it back. Yeah.
Right.
For sure. It's Disneyland's always a good time. And then of course, like, so the 70th is going to be interesting because we'll have like 70th stuff happening and going on. But then we still have Halloween time and we still have holidays, which are magic.
Yes, definitely. They are very magical. We love the holidays and Halloween at Disneyland. And I definitely suggest going. One thing I did also want to point out before we go is that you offer a layaway option so that people can, with just $200 down, right? I'm not getting the amount wrong.
Nope, it's $200 down. And what's nice about the layaway is a lot of people that use it, they'll start it in January when we're doing our January just annual planning. And then when they get their tax return, they'll pay it off in one chunk if they want to do that. But also you can pay off as many times as you'd like. If you want to do like $20 a week or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can do any increment. You can do as many times as you'd like as well. So it's really easy.
Yeah, I've got several things on layaway. Right
Perfect.
now.
I love it.
And just
your middle name's Layaway. Becca Layaway Robbins.
Yeah, my middle name should be Layaway. Oh, it's just because, I can put it down, and then if my plans change, I can change the dates too. It's not because I have that peace of mind plan. So it's great for me. Like we have, I was going to say, you guys also do other locations. So we have one for Universal Orlando booked for the week after Epic Universe opens for my family. And then we have other things on layaway. So I love you guys. I have not used anyone else in so long that I may not even remember how to book a trip to Disney without you.
That's okay. We're okay with that.
So just one more reminder that you can visit getawaytoday.com/Castle Talk to get the best deals on all your Disney and theme park vacations. And thank you so much, Kim, for coming and joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was so fun.